Sometimes life surprises you in the strangest ways. One small moment, one misunderstanding, can change the way you see someone forever. It all started on a quiet summer afternoon when my neighbor saw a girl kiss me in my front yard. The look on her face was something I'll never forget. Hurt. Jealousy. Confusion. And before she could storm away, I said something that shocked both of us. "It's not what you think, wanna kiss me?" But this story isn't about romance the way you might think. It's about kindness, and how one simple act can heal a heart you didn't even know was hurting. Before we jump into the story, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support helps this community grow and spread more positive stories just like this here on your channel name. Now let me tell you what really happened that day. I live in a small neighborhood in Oregon where everyone more or less knows each other. It's the kind of place where people wave when they drive past and neighbors borrow sugar or a lawn mower. But even in friendly neighborhoods, people carry their own quiet struggles. My neighbor, Lily, lived right across from me. She moved in about a year ago. Early 30s, friendly but reserved. The kind of person who smiled politely but never stayed long enough for real conversations. I always thought she seemed kind, just a little guarded. We would run into each other sometimes while getting the mail or taking out the trash. "Morning," I'd say. "Morning," she'd reply with a small smile. That was usually the extent of it. Until the day everything changed. That Saturday afternoon, my cousin Emma came to visit. Emma is the kind of person who brings energy into any room she walks into. Loud laugh, big hugs, and zero personal space boundaries. We grew up like siblings, so when she arrived, she ran up the driveway and wrapped me in one of her signature bear hugs. "I missed you," she said. Before I could even respond, she kissed my cheek. At that exact moment, Lily was walking past my house with her dog. Our eyes met. And the expression on her face changed instantly. She froze for a second, then her smile disappeared. Emma didn't notice. She was too busy talking about her road trip. But Lily turned quickly and started walking away. Fast. I felt this strange knot in my stomach. I didn't know why, but it felt like something important had just slipped away. Later that evening, I saw Lily again. She was watering the plants on her porch, but something about her posture seemed different. Tense. Distant. I walked over. "Hey," I said. She barely looked up. "Hi." There was an awkward silence between us. Finally she said, "Your girlfriend seems nice." I blinked. "My, what?" "The girl earlier," she said quietly. "The one who kissed you." I couldn't help but laugh a little. "That was my cousin." She paused. Then slowly turned to look at me. "Your cousin?" "Yeah. Emma. She's basically family." The tension on her face softened just a little. But there was still something there. Something deeper. And that's when I realized something. Lily hadn't just been confused earlier. She'd been hurt. I leaned on the wooden fence between our yards. "You thought she was my girlfriend," I said gently. She shrugged, pretending it didn't matter. "Doesn't matter." But it clearly did. For a moment neither of us spoke. Then I said the first thing that came into my mind. "Well, if it makes you feel any better." She looked at me. That kiss didn't mean anything. I smiled slightly and added, "But if you want, you could kiss me instead." Her eyes widened in shock. "What?" I laughed quickly and raised my hands. "I'm joking." Mostly. For the first time that evening, she smiled. A real smile. And something shifted between us. Over the next few weeks, Lily and I started talking more. At first it was small things. Weather. Work. her dog, Cooper. But little by little, the conversations got deeper. One night we sat on the curb watching the sunset paint the sky orange and pink. That's when she finally told me something she hadn't told anyone in the neighborhood. "I moved here after a breakup," she said quietly. It had been a long relationship. 6 years. They had planned a future together. A house. Maybe kids. Then one day he simply said he didn't feel the same anymore. Just like that. Everything she had built her life around disappeared. "That's why I keep to myself," she admitted. "Sometimes it's easier not to get close to people." I nodded slowly. That kind of heartbreak changes you. But I also saw something else. Despite the pain, Lily was still incredibly kind. She helped elderly neighbors carry groceries. She brought soup to a family down the street when their son was sick. She always stopped to pet every dog in the neighborhood. Her heart was still open, even if she didn't realize it. One afternoon about a month later, something happened that showed me just how big her heart really was. An older man named Mr. Daniels lived 2 houses down. He was in his late 70s and lived alone. One day we noticed an ambulance outside his house. He had collapsed in his kitchen. Lily didn't hesitate. For the next 2 weeks while he recovered in the hospital, she checked his house every day. Watered his plants. Collected his mail. When he finally returned home, she cooked him dinner and helped clean his house. She didn't do it for praise. She did it because someone needed kindness. Watching her that day made me realize something important. Sometimes the people who give the most kindness are the ones who have been hurt the deepest. One evening we were sitting on my porch when she suddenly said something that surprised me. "You know, that day with your cousin." I laughed. "The famous kiss incident?" She nodded, smiling. I was jealous. I raised an eyebrow. "Really?" She looked down at her hands. I think part of me believed I didn't deserve to feel something again. There was a long pause. Then she looked at me and asked quietly. But maybe I was wrong. My heart beat a little faster. Kindness had brought us closer than either of us expected. Not through grand romantic gestures. Just through showing up. Listening. Caring. A week later, Emma visited again. This time Lily joined us for dinner. Halfway through the evening, Emma leaned toward me and whispered loudly enough for Lily to hear. "So, is this the girl who thought I was your girlfriend?" Lily laughed, slightly embarrassed. "Guilty." Emma grinned. "Well, for the record," she said, "I totally approve." After Emma left, Lily and I stood outside under the porch light. The night air was warm and quiet. I looked at her and smiled. "You know, I think you still owe me a kiss." She laughed softly. "You never forget that joke, do you?" "Not a chance." She stepped closer. For a second we both hesitated. Then she kissed me. It wasn't dramatic or cinematic. It was simple. Warm. Real. But the truth is, the kiss wasn't the most important part of this story. The most important part was what happened before it. 2 neighbors who barely spoke, slowly learning to trust each other. A woman who thought her heart was broken forever, discovering that kindness can help it heal. And a simple misunderstanding that opened the door to something beautiful. Today, Lily and I are still neighbors. Still friends. And yes, we're also something a little more than that now. But what I love most about her hasn't changed. Her kindness. The way she quietly makes the world better for the people around her. So if you take one thing away from this story, let it be this. You never know what someone is carrying inside their heart. The quiet neighbor. The stranger at the grocery store. The person walking past your house. A small act of kindness, a conversation, a moment of understanding, can mean more than you realize. Sometimes kindness heals wounds that words can't reach. And sometimes it even turns jealousy into love. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and share it with someone who believes in the power of kindness. And remember this: a little kindness today could change someone's tomorrow. Thanks for watching here on your channel name. And until next time, keep spreading kindness.